Fear is one of the things having a huge impact on you, on your business, and on your success. I see this all the time with my clients and in myself as well. So, fear is a sneaky one because fear is part of our human wiring, our human design. We need to have fear. We've needed to have fear all throughout evolution to keep us safe. And not just to keep us safe, but we've had fear of rejection so that we're included in the tribe, so that we are not on our own. Historically, obviously, if you were on your own out in the wilderness, you had much lower chances of survival than when you're part of the tribe. So we still have that innate fear of rejection. And that can mean we play it safe, we say the safe thing, we don't show up because we're afraid we might be rejected or judged. And fear can be the thing that is putting the brakes on for you, putting the brakes on your momentum. Because if you're afraid to show up, to be visible, to sell, to tell people who you are and what you do for any reason at all, that can be and will be slowing your momentum majorly. And the thing about fear as well is so much of it is unconscious, or we label it as something else. So for myself, I'm not the biggest fan of being on video, or that's certainly what I've been telling myself anyway. So instead of acknowledging that maybe there's parts of me that's afraid to show up and speak about who I am and what I do, I've just reframed that fear and justified that fear by saying, I don't want to do that. I can be successful without doing that. And maybe I can, maybe anyone can. But it's more likely going to be slower. It's going to be slower growth if I'm waiting for word of mouth to happen, for referrals to happen. Whereas when I show up and speak about my offers, much more people can obviously discover me and find out what it is I do. And that's the same for you. So for a very long time, I've been telling myself, I'm not afraid to show up online. I'm not afraid to make videos. I just don't want to. But when I really, really looked at it, the truth is, yeah, there's parts of me that is afraid of doing it. What will people think? What will people say? What if I say all the wrong things? What if I offend someone? What if I stumble over my words and make no sense? What if I talk so long that it just turns into a rambly nonsense of who knows what? So there are lots of reasons why fear can hold us back. And I have a community of entrepreneurs where we meet a few times a month and work on the energetic level of what's holding us back in our business, what's restricting our business, and we bring in the frequencies we need to move business forward, to create success and abundance in business. This month's theme, no surprise, is feel the fear and do it anyway. And we had a fabulous session earlier today, so powerful. The frequencies and the energies that came in for the participants was really, really powerful, really magical, and almost like awe-inspiring. But there was a message from one of the guides as well in the session, and they spoke all about fear and manifestation as well, and how in today's society, there's an idea out there or a misconception with some people around manifestation. That manifestation is all about closing your eyes, visualizing what you want, and it'll magically appear, or create your vision board and it'll magically appear. And visualization is so, so powerful, and it absolutely works, but it doesn't work in isolation. It works with action. So the guidance was, or the message was, that visualization shows you what's possible. Action is what makes it possible. And that, yes, we are the creators of our reality, and you can create your reality by staying in fear and playing safe, and then nothing changes. You stay exactly where you are. Or you can recognize the fear and you can take action anyway. And that creates a whole new reality for you. And the thing is, as well, for many of us, making change, doing things differently creates fear within our nervous system. If you're neurodivergent like me, My autistic traits like things to stay the same, like everything to stay familiar. I like a little routine. I know what's going to happen. I know what my days are going to look like. And if I start showing up differently, if I start doing things differently, that means change is going to happen. Change is inevitable. So, on a subconscious layer, those fears of what will change when I change can hold me back. So, in the energetic or in the celestial edge, we work on this on an energetic level, on those layers that we can't see, that we can't access, that we don't need to name. It it means that you can show up, be held in the energy, and you don't actually have to feel like you're doing any work when you're actually doing really, really powerful work. So this month we are working on fear and showing up even when there is fear present and moving beyond the fear. And the affirmation we were given, or the affirmation we were using, is my purpose leads and my fear follows, or I let my purpose lead and my fear follows. So when you're moving into your purpose, how are you showing up? What are you doing? How are you behaving differently when you allow your purpose to be the leader and your fear to follow? Whereas for many of us, we allow our fear to lead and our purpose is somewhere behind. So it's very hard to fulfill your purpose and to create all the success that you can visualize if you're still leading from a space of fear. So the session was powerful. It's about an hour long, really, really powerful. You're more than welcome to join. I'll put the link below. There's a 2-week trial. If you want to see what this is all about, what is she even talking about? Energy and business and visualization and energetics. So in the sessions, basically, it is a time to close your eyes and just allow the energy of source, of earth, to come in, to support you in releasing what's ready to be released and bringing in what needs to come in. So this month will be very much bringing in courage, the courage to move forward, to let our purpose lead, even when there's fear present, because we're not going to completely eliminate fear. It's part of the human condition. It's part of our wiring. We are designed to feel fear and then to respond to that fear so that we stay safe. But a lot of the times now, when fear is showing up, it's not necessarily a life-saving or, kind of fear. It's not a fear of imminent danger. And yes, there's a difference between being fearless and being reckless. So being fearless is recognizing a fear is not going to really hurt you. It's not going to be the cause of the end of your life, and behaving then in a way that shows courage, even though you're afraid. And being reckless is doing stuff that could potentially cause you harm. So it's not safe to drive without your seatbelt on. It's not safe to drive and look at your phone. That's reckless. But being fearless is different to being reckless. And we're not about being reckless. We're about seeing fear for what it really is, seeing when it's showing up, not in service, but in old patterns, old beliefs, and old stories, like the story I told myself about, I don't really want to be on video, and so I won't. And it's not about fear. That's a story. So it's about seeing those stories, releasing those stories, allowing the fear to exist, and then acting anyway. And from that action, creating the reality that we want. So I hope that makes sense. For some of you, if that lands, if you really understand that concept, that will change your life. It will absolutely change your life when you realize that visualizing allows you to see what's possible, and taking action then is what makes that possible. And it's not about eliminating fear. It's about acting even though there is fear present. So if you'd like to join us in the Celestial Edge, you would be more than welcome. You can join for a 2-week trial. I'll drop the link below. And all of this month, we will be working on feeling the fear and doing it anyway.